Okay guys, so I put the clip back on. This is the button where you shut the door and it's activate the lock when you press lock. And then the blue wire earlier, I routed in here, in the back of this. Go down here. Of course, you need to tape the part that you slide up. It's a fixed hook connection. So basically, you open up the wire and poke a hole like that, and then you put the blue wire in and start wrapping. And then after that, use electric tape, plenty of it, to tape it so that there's no funny business going on later on. Now the rest of the blue wire, you can just route it along this side. Follow my finger down here. To remove these clips, you see the arrow. Okay, all you have to do, let's pick this one, is there's right there, there's a tap. Push forward that way. It'll open up. See that? So you do that for all three. The purpose is to lift this bundle up so that you can fish this blue wire and then tape it. Even though there's only that much room, but trust me, it'll be useful when you tape it. It's tighter and neater. Now I can make this disappear, but I chose not to because that is a signal to myself or others later on, and they know, hey, this wire is an add-on, it's not OEM. But as you follow the rest, I made it neater, and then I tape everything back up just like the OEM down here. Okay, let's close the clamp back up, and then I'm going to show you the part that I'm using is dual guard 504D without the pot, and the tail sensor 507M. Yeah, but I'm gonna use the relay for it. So basically, the shock sensor I'm gonna show you later on, and the tail sensor, how to hook them up together. But basically, they only have 4 wires. Now, the first one is ground. The second one is constant 12. Any electric needs those two to power on, right? Now the third one is the trigger wire, which is this one, which I didn't cut it up yet because I don't know where I mounted, so that's beside the point. Now the 4 wires is the constant 12. So the not the constant 12, I'm sorry, the accessory ignition, so that when you turn on the car, that will be an indicator for the relay to open up and does not make contact. So in a way, shut off the power to the 2 sensor, the shock sensor and the tail sensor, so that when you're driving, it doesn't act weird, you know. Okay, so where do I tap it? Well, the trigger wire, you already know that I tap it to the brow switch door. Now for the rest, there's Yung To. He's tapping in here for his Gen 2 for the 2 wires, constant 12 and ignition, but I don't, because that way there's no fuse, and I want to put fuse in every connection. I mean, every time I make connection to the 12-volt battery, I want to put a fuse in there. So in this case, the 2, we're talking about power wires now, constant 12-volt and ignition. I don't remember which lot is which. Maybe the next video will show you guys that. But here's the fuse box. Now I'm gonna use these 2 to tap into the fuse box. Every time that you tap into an empty slot, you do not put any fuse in the first slot. Okay, always use the back one because it's common sense, guys. Let me put it down. So the electric goes in to here. when you measure the fuse box, whichever lace that gives you 12 volts, that slot need to go in there. Then the connection will go from here to this pin, go through the fuse and go to the pigtail. See, if let's say the 12 volt is up here and you plug it in this way, so the 12 volts this way, and you plug it in this way, so in a way you bypass the fuse. It's kind of hard to see, but to understand, but let's put it this way then. Now if the 12 volts here, then, and when you plug it in this way instead of this way, then the electric will flow from here to here to here and go to here. So in a way you bypass the fuse. So what's the point of tapping it, you know? I know it's hard to visualize, but there's videos on YouTube how to tap it correctly. So basically on YouTube, this lay up here is going to the 12 volt plus is, and then they call it the load side, and down here it should go to the slot where you measure and there's no voltage. So simply as that. Okay, and one more time, empty slot that you tap, do not put any fuse in here, because you don't know if you close this circuit, there's anything in the car that you might turn on and messed up your system. Okay, so go back to the fuse box. So okay, I measure, I don't know which one is which now, but basically let me position myself. So here 15, 10, 15, don't tap those, that's an empty slot. Down here 37.5, that's an empty slot. These two slots will be used, and I don't know which one, the empty slot, which one is the constant 12 and which one is the ignition, but I will measure it before I hook them up. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video.